So we are live. Hello, everybody. Internet marketing freaks again. Me, Thomas, and Teresa. And today we're gonna talk about pretty interesting and exciting stuff. It's about retirement, retiring, and doing whatever you want to do, doing whatever you plan to do, and you still haven't had time, maybe money, maybe just taking a decision to go for your dreams. And we have Thomas here who actually decided to do something huge, and Thomas is going to share his story, and I'm pretty exciting, and I want to hear his story right now. I know some of it or part of it. He told me already something, but I'm very curious what he's going to talk about today. Maybe some details, but more or less also some mindset stuff regarding retiring now, not 20 years, 30 years from now, or 40 years, but doing whatever you want to do right now. So Thomas, just share with us your plans.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I guess in a way I have a little, want to make some radical changing in my life and follow my dream. And it's actually been a dream that I had for probably 20 years since I did a lot of backpacking around Asia, and I also spent some time that was more working in America for over a year. So I did a lot of traveling when I was younger, and I guess when you get this traveling bug, then you kind of stuck with that for life, and you want to keep traveling. And I guess for a long time I tried to put a normal label on myself and live a normal lifestyle, and bought a house here in Denmark, have a car, have a motorcycle, and try to in a way settle down and live what I would call a normal life, the lifestyle that most people live, and most people also have a day job, go out and work somewhere, and I have my own company, and I can work whenever I want to, so in a lot of ways I'm probably doing things my way of living and working a lot different than a lot of people, and now I'm actually going to take it to another step, because I don't really have to be honest, I don't really feel comfortable and happy about my life with a house and car and motor. Well, I love my motorcycle, but still, I come to a point in my life where all this owning a lot of stuff just realized it didn't really make me any happy, and it made me very stressed and just had a lot of things that I need to do all the time, and I kind of want to have my freedom back, and so my plan is to sell everything I have here in Denmark, and probably going to move to, right now it looks like Thailand could be the place. In Chiang Mai, there's some other Danish people out there that run the companies out there, and it seems to be the perfect place for me. So that might be a place I want to make a base and have a company and work from there, and have a very, very simple life. And if I want to drive a nice car or go and stay in a nice hotel, I can do that, rent it, and just do that for some days or some weeks, and then get back to my simple life. And I actually think that I will be in a way working a lot more than I am right now, because now I just have a lot of stuff that I need to take care of all the time and want to do this and that. But the kind of lifestyle I want to create with my work is a lifestyle where it's not going to be work anymore. It's going to be really follow my dreams with working too. So it's going to be marketing and creating content on the internet that I really have a passion for. It's going to be about pictures and videos, show people some nice places around the world, and maybe interview interesting people that I meet different places in the world, and then talk about empowering books. That's kind of my plan for now. so for me, that will not really feel like work. That will be more like doing my hobby or doing my passion, what I've been dreaming about doing for a long time. So, and it's still gonna be with my own company. So I'm not gonna have a boss that is gonna tell me when to meet at work and what to do. You know, I want to have my freedom, and probably I think for some times of the year, probably some people will say that I'll be working a lot of hours, you know, and then I'll have other times of the year where I probably would not do so much, you know. So that's kind of freedom for me, you know, and I think maybe for a lot of people that would make people really stressed because they want that they get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, drive to work, and the boss tell them what to do, and then they go home and they pick up the kids and all this stuff, and everything is in a routine, you know, and that's just not my style, and I don't really get excited about it. I don't really be happy about it, you know. I kind of like the days to be different, and so that's what I want to do with my life from now on. And today the second real estate agency was here in my house, and they're going to come up with some prices and stuff, and see if we can sell the house. And then I'm also working on selling my motorcycle, even that in a way I really wanted to keep it in a way, but I just want to be free from things at the moment. And I can always rent a motorcycle, or I can go and visit Teresa out in Wisconsin and hope she will let me take a trip on her bike, you know, but we will see. But I think a lot of times we get kind of caught up in that we need to own a lot of things, and we need to have all these things to kind of have a identity or being somebody, or because the neighbor now bought all these things, then I need to buy it too, and all this stuff, you know. And we really need to pay attention and really find out what is it that really makes you happy, you know. And the motorcycle that really make me happy, I really love that. So maybe someday I'll get one again, you know, but I know it's no problem. There's tons of places out there in the world where I can rent a bike and enjoy that for a few weeks if I want to do that, you know. So, and the money the bike is costing me here in Denmark a year, you know, I can easily rent a bike for some weeks somewhere out in the world, you know, and enjoy that. So that's kind of my plan, and maybe someday I'll go to Wisconsin and rent a bike and go for a trip with Teresa. That will be awesome. So what do you think about that, Teresa? So yeah, that was kind of my story, and first step now is to try to sell whatever I have. And the little downside is that I have a big house here, and that can probably be sold in a couple of weeks, so it can take 1 or 2 years, you know. That's what I found out is, for me, it's not so much fun to have a house, because it's not that easy just to move out, you know. So I want to see what happens, and seems like the market it's getting better here and everything. So gonna try to give that a shot, and that's kind of the big thing. And of course also the motorcycle. My car is not worth a lot, so that's really not gonna be that difficult to sell, I think. So and then I have a lot of stuff that I'm start throwing out, and just sold a small thing for my neighbor. He think I sold it too cheap for him, but I was just like, well, if you want to pay something, he can pay $20 and get it, you know, and it makes him happy. And it's been sitting in my house for the 5 years I've had the house now. Probably the first year I used this thing a little, and for the rest of the time it's just been sitting out in my garage, and every time I go out there I look at it and I'm like, why is that keep sitting there, and I'm not using it? Why do I don't sell it, you know? And just had a hard time making the decisions, you know, to get rid of a lot of these things that I know that I'm just not using anymore. And it's been really mind-opening for me to I think we have like a recycle place here in Denmark where you can take all your used stuff, and we put like things that can burn and iron and all these things in different containers. So I think I've been out there with my car and my trailer packed with stuff like 5 or 6 times now. So that seems to be all stuff that really didn't need anymore. I've just been sitting around my house in my life, taking my energy, and now it's gone, and I don't miss it or anything. And I'm sure I'm not going to use any of it. And it was not really something that was worth something that I could kind of sell. Maybe some of it I could get like $5 or something, but just not worth the time, to try to sell it. So that was really, really nice to feel that just throwing all this stuff out actually gave me more energy, or like more freedom in a way. It was just stuff that was taking up energy in my life, and I think that's the way it is for a lot of people. We tend to hang on to a lot of things that we don't really need anymore, or just not really our interest, But still, it takes our energy, because we know it's sitting around, and we kind of maybe feeling a little like, well, that thing I paid like $500, I really should use it, and but you never get around to do it, And I read a book, I can't remember the title of it now, a few years ago, where they say if you have things in your life that you haven't used for 12 months, you should throw it out or sell it, because it's just taking your energy. And some of the things I've thrown out, I've been carrying that around from places I've lived in like the last 15 years, and I hardly haven't used it for all those years. I just keep carrying it with me, because I think, oh, one day, or I actually paid like $200 for this thing, and so it's kind of too good to throw out, and you just carry all this stuff around that really don't makes you happy or give any value in your life. So you can just as well get rid of it, or give it away, or throw it out, sell it, do something. And that's the kind of the process that I'm in right now, and it feels good. It feels really good. And
Thomas, I have a question for you. Here in Germany, there are some people who are actually moving out, kind of, and they don't want to sell their stuff. Sometimes they do, but what they do, they actually offer something like open door selling or giving away. So people who they just open the door for the whole day. Anybody from the street can come in and pick a thing, whatever they find in the flat, and just leave with that thing. I don't know if you do it in Denmark, you open the door in your house, in your flat, and people come in, strangers. They look around, pick a thing or maybe more, and they just leave. I don't know. It's just kind of an idea you can do.
Yeah. I don't think that many people do it. Maybe some people do it like a garage sale, and they have some of it is just for free. People can just take it and if they can use it, But at the recycle place, they have a place where a little house or a little building where you can put stuff in there if it's actually like in a good condition, so people can use it. So I put some of my stuff in there, and just all what I've kind of been thrown out so far is just like stuff that's worn out and just not worth anything, or so. But I still have a lot of things here, like I need to do something about, and we have a lot of shops here that run by volunteers, and they sell all these used things and collect the money and give it to it can be children with cancer, or for Africa or something like that. So but I think at the moment they have so much, some of these stores have so much stuff, they don't really want anything more. But at some point I need to talk to some of these guys and just say, well, can I come by with a lot of stuff that I don't really, I could sell it, but it's just gonna take so much time, and it's maybe like like forks and knives and plates and all these things. It's just not really worth that much, and in a way I don't really want to spend my time sell it. If I find somebody who's like moving out from your parents and move to another city to study and need some of this stuff, it could be nice to just give it to a person like that, you know, and that can give some value in somebody else's life, you know, and yep.
Yeah, great story, great story. Thanks for sharing. I want to give word to Teresa before I tell my story, just about, you know, doing something bigger, something unusual in my life. And I know Teresa also shared a couple of minutes ago when she joined the hangout, that she also you know, did something in her life that was kind of maybe different from what she usually does. I don't know if I'm right here, Teresa. Maybe you can tell us something something bold you did in your life.
Oh, well, I've done a lot of bold things in my life. But
Right.
One of the things that stand out recently is, you know, by the time I turned 40, I thought, well, what have I really done that makes me stand out or look accomplished or weird or whatever? I don't know. I just kind of like to stand out and be a little different. And a lot of people are afraid to step outside that comfort zone and do something else. So at about the age of 40, 41, something like that, I just turned 44. So I've only ridden bike for about 3 years. So someone told me, they said, well, girls can't ride motorcycles. I said, why not? And that just made me mad. It's like, I'm the type of person, don't tell me I can't do something, because it's going to happen. But, you know, Thomas has a point. I mean, you want to live life now. I mean, when you're retired, here's a really good example. Do you think your bones are going to be able to handle that when you're retired? Lifting that bike, you know, some bikes are heavy. I only have a little 650 bike. I love it because it's low to the ground. It's easy to handle, you know. Some people call it a street rider, I guess, a low rider, whatever. And I absolutely just love going for a drive in the country. Yeah, if Thomas, you ever come out this way, it's very hilly and mountainous here, pretty ride, country to ride in. And, you know, it's just kind of, for me now, it's kind of my getaway, you know. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I also take care of my son, who is a special needs child. He's 22. And so that's a full-time job for me, you know. So when he gets his time away, I get my time away. I'm on the motorcycle and down the road, you know. But a lot of people say, you know, why would you go out and do something crazy like that? You're going to get yourself killed. And a lot of people actually did. They said, oh, there's people dying on motorcycles every day. Make sure you wear a helmet and all kinds of stuff. And sometimes I don't, because in the state of Wisconsin, there isn't a helmet law. You know, it's just the feeling of freedom. You know, like Thomas said, I just want to get up and go. Well, I don't have the ability right now to just get up and go, because I am kind of tied to the house a lot. But when I do get the opportunity, that's my freedom. If you live the lifestyle that you want now, or at least try to do some things that are out of the ordinary, that bring attention to yourself, it's okay. It's okay to stand out and be different. And when you're 90 or 100 or whatever, you don't want to be sitting there in your rocking chair going, well, I wish I would have done this. Maybe I should have gone to the nude beach, or maybe I should have ridden a motorcycle. You know, don't do it. If you feel like you think you may want to do it sometime in life, just do it now. Get it out in the open. It's okay to be weird and abnormal. It's what makes you unique and what makes you you. Don't always try to be someone that everyone else expects you to be, because you were not born into this life to be that way. You were born into this life to be you and be unique. So that's what I have to say about, you know, living your life in the now. Why wait? I mean, a lot of people work 40 hours a week for most of their life, and by the time they're able to retire, what do they have to look forward to? Sit here and watch The Price is Right and see, you know, if they can watch Let's Make a Deal, and if I guess the right one, oh, I can have a bowl of popcorn. Really?
Teresa, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because there might be some people who might watch this and they say, oh yeah, okay, I have a job and I have a family to support, and I have to, you know, I have to have certain income, monthly income, and I would really love to spend 6 months somewhere overseas or something, but I can't afford it because. You know, do you have anything for these people? You know, any you know, kind of you know, advice? Where can they start? You know.
Well, there's always, where there's a will, there's a way, and the biggest thing is excuses. You know, I just bought a book and I haven't quite started reading it yet. It's by Wayne Dyer, I have this added to my reading list today, a couple of them. They're pretty thick. This one is Excuses Be Gone by Wayne Dyer. And yeah, and the other one is The Magic of Thinking Big, and that's by David J. Schwartz. So looks like they're going to be really good reads, but you know, we're always making an excuse. You know, we feel like we always have to justify things. And from my personal experience, I recently went through this. You know, there's a family thing where, you know, I was always expected to be like, you know, a sibling or something like that. You know, why can't you be like, because I'm not that person. You know, that's, you know, there's no, you can't make an excuse for me why I'm not like that person, because I'm just not, you know. We had a big family blowout of, you know, why don't you work like other people? Well, I do, but I work from home. And there's a lot of people who will tell you this. If you try to work online, you try to do anything out of the ordinary and stand out. Here's a really good example, and I'm going to quote something that Tony Rush had said on stage at one of the events. I don't remember. But if you think about school, okay, when you're in school, if you stand out, if you wear any weird clothes or anything like that, you're the weird kid. God forbid. Don't stand out, because you're going to get picked on. But you know what? That's what makes you you. That kid that everyone else thinks is weird, that kid is probably going to be the smartest kid ever by the end of school. You know? I mean, it just shows that society can teach us stuff that's not right. You know? I mean, if you want to be the kid with the weird hair that stands out like that, then be the kid with the weird hair that stands out like that. You know, it's okay. The big message that, you know, Tony was saying on stage is okay to be different. You know, stop worrying about what other people think, because other people's thoughts don't pay your bills. They don't fulfill your dreams. You're the one that does that.
Yeah, thanks for that. It was great input, Teresa. I mean, I believe that exactly as you say, and I even believe that sometimes, even though it's so difficult to make this change, to make this shift, it's very important to make just a little step or little change towards your goal. So I also remember, I think it was also Tony Rush. We both know him. He was talking in one of the audios we are listening to about the times when he was poor and he didn't have any money, and he lived in some very bad old flat. And they had no money. He had kids and a wife and so on. And he said that, one day he decided they will move, but they didn't have any money. But what they did actually, he started packing the stuff. They put their stuff in the boxes, and somehow I don't know what happened. In a couple of weeks, they found a way. He started making money, and they moved, and that was this little shift in his mind, that it was this little decision that helped him actually to overcome this state and just move forward. And somehow the universe helped him as well, in a way that he started to make more money just in couple of days after he started to pack his stuff. So it's something really incredible what can happen in your life just because you just take one little step towards your goal. And when this happens, everything happens. Your whole direction will change, will shift, and you just go wherever you want to go, because you focus so much more on wherever you want to go. And I just want to share before we close up this hangout today. It was just incredible what you guys shared with us today, and hopefully we inspire a lot of people to do whatever they maybe at the moment are kind of afraid to do. Is that when I was a student also, I dreamed of traveling and going abroad, and I studied languages, and at certain point I wanted to go abroad, and I wanted to go to the States, and my parents, they were so against this idea, just to take a break from my studies and to leave the country. And it was a big thing because it's the other part of the world, and I didn't have any money, and etc. etc. And it was quite dangerous as well, because I decided to work on a cruise ships as a waiter in the company. You probably know, Teresa, the company called Carnival, and I did it. Carnival is the name of the company. I did it, and I was so happy that I did it. And it was very difficult times actually to be there and to work on these cruise ships, because it was hard work, really hard work, everyday work for 6-7 months. But at the same time, it was one of the best time of my life, because I've seen so much. I've seen so many places, because we were cruising in Caribbean, and I saw all these islands there, and I met so many people. So of course I made some money as well. So that was just incredible experience, and it was a little bit dangerous as well, of course. But you know, I'm so happy now that I had this experience before. And I want to share just one more thing with you. I just recently read a survey about people who are on their deathbed. People before they die, they have you know, they kind of talk sometimes about what they wish they have done in their lives, and they're like, maybe you guys read these articles. It's I think it's like a viral article on the Facebook, there were two reasons I remember that just you know, they were so kind of, you know, they struck me. One of them was that men were talking about working too much. They said that they just, you know, wish they worked less, and they spent more time with their loved ones, which is incredible. And it's pretty true. I see it everywhere, you know, around me, that there are people who work incredibly hard, and they spend so much time at work, and most of the people, they have families. And I really believe spending more time with loved ones, you know, can make you happier in the short term and in the long term as well. And another thing was that people actually, I don't know if I remember correctly, but one of these was working too much, exactly. And there was one more reason. I just don't remember right now what it was, I guess. But I believe one of it was that they just did what they didn't like all their life. So they just had a job, you know, they had a certain ways of living, and they wish they have done something else, something what they loved more. And you know, that's also the message of today's hangout. You know, we just, if you know what you love, and you know what you like, even, or you know, you would like to travel, or you would like to do whatever, I don't know. You know, Teresa decided to ride a bike. I decided to go abroad when I was young. Now I have some certain goals. It's regarding my sport, and Thomas is going to travel. You know, just go for it. Just take a little step, even though you think you can't stop whatever you're doing. You can't give notice, or you know, whatever. Just take a little step. You know, if you love traveling, just start reading blogs about traveling. You might find some interesting ideas how you can travel and make money at the same time. You know, it's possible. Anything is possible. Okay, guys, that's all from me today. Any of you want to share any last thoughts or ideas? I don't know, Thomas, Teresa, just, you know.
Yeah, you know, the movie you were called The Bucket List. Have you ever seen that?
No.
You might enjoy that, because you're talking about that. It's funny, but it's two gentlemen who kind of meet in the hospital, and they have a bucket list of everything they want to accomplish before they die, because they find out that they are terminally ill. And so they go out and get in all kinds of trouble together. And I mean, you know, I think it has Morgan Freeman in it. And but it just goes to show, you know, live life in the now. Don't procrastinate and do things later in life. You know, for one, I mean, if you're 90, the chances of you being a little more mobile are probably pretty slim. I mean, yeah, there are some people who are in good shape at 90, don't get me wrong, but, you know, why not do things when you're younger and you have more time to enjoy it, you know, not just a one-time thing. Maybe, you know, you like going scuba diving or something like that. Well, if you start when you're, you know, young, then you can do scuba diving a lot of times rather than just the one time, so.
Yeah, no, I've seen the movie, Teresa, and it's actually one of my favorites. It's just it's very, very funny, but it also have a very, very serious message, and yeah, it really makes me think a lot about my life and about having a bucket list. And I've done quite a lot of stuff in my life already that I have a dream about that was on my bucket list, but it's kind of unlimited, there's so many things to do, that's a little out of the ordinary, and I think when we get out of that comfort zone and it doesn't really matter if it's a huge thing or it's just a small thing, but just we get out of the comfort zone and actually do something that we have been dreaming about, that energy and that feeling you have for the rest of your life, that, oh man, that was so awesome, man, that was just the best experience, that's what we need. We need that feeling inside ourselves that we have actually done something great, something that we can be proud of, and it's just a good memory, and we, like right now I'm painting the house and stuff. It's some things I've been thinking about doing for like a year and a half, and I spent so much mental energy thinking about, oh, this summer or next week I really need to do this and that with the house, and now I'm getting it done. It feels great to get it done, but I just spent so much mental energy on thinking about not get it done and feel like, oh my God, now next month I really need to do something about this because now it turns into winter and all this stuff going on in your head, instead of just get things done and move on and really feel inside yourself that you're really living your life and you're really going out and experience whatever it is, whatever you dream about, and really make it happen, and now with the internet we can inspire people around the world to do the same, not go out and do exactly the same thing, but to follow your dreams and to have an awesome life. I really believe we're here to have a happy and awesome life. Why not? But we get caught up in a lot of different things that for a lot of people don't really make us happy or just create a lot of stress and troubles in our life, So go out and live your life, follow your dream, and have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Just do it. Just start. Just make a little step. Step into your future in a way that you start thinking, reading, whatever you want to do in your life, and it will attract it. You will attract it, and it will come in a big way. So, okay, guys, thanks for being here today. Thanks for this hangout. It was great, hearing your stories, your input, and we'll be back again next week. So, Thomas, ciao, ciao. Teresa, ciao, ciao. And yeah, till the next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.